Ah. Greetings, everyone. This is Assail the Terror 99, aka the Black Cobra. And I'm back to finish up Phoenix Wright, the Trilogy. Now, when we last left off last night, we found out that Morgan Fay actually had 3 daughters instead of just 1. One of them being Dahlia Hawthorne, the other being her twin sister, Iris. What we also found out is, that somebody was actually trying to frame Maya for the murder of her mother, Misty. We actually found out that the mysterious victim, known as Elise, was actually Maya and Mia's mother. As for who the killer is, that we don't know yet. I have a guess who it is, but I'm not quite sure yet. What I can tell you is what we also found out. We also found out that Morgan Fay, the mother of Pearl, actually wants to get rid of the entire Fay family line, and have her daughter, Pearl, take over the entire Fay family. I don't know how that would work, though, because Pearl is only 9 years old. Now, let's continue. Enough of my rambling. Konnichiwa, Pearls. I'm sorry, we don't know yet, Pearls. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. I have to admit, it's kind of strange. Edgeworth. What's Iris doing over there? Today's testimony. What? Von Karma! What? Who's the prosecutor? No, it can't be. Godot. Sacred Cavern. She's out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. The head nun's assistants, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in 3 hours. Thank you, Edgeworth. You don't have to tell me that, Edgeworth. I was born ready. I'm gonna make sure that bastard gets his due. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Thank you, Edgeworth. Now, I still don't have any answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Miss Misty Fey, the impossible flight one of the witnesses claims to have seen, and what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. Let us begin now. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. One moment, everyone. Alright, I apologize for that. Very well, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. Please proceed with your opening statement, Godot. During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Is there something you want to confess to? What is it? What? You're saying you were an accomplice to the murder? That's right, Godot. And I'll make sure you remember that name immediately. So Iris' testimony was all a lie. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? One of the branch families of the Korean tradition. And I know exactly which one as well. Daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey. Objection, Your Honor! This is ridiculous! Maya could never do something like this. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime? I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to do her fatal strike. I don't buy it. No. Why the hell would she actually try to attack her own daughter? No. I don't buy it. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Gladly, Your Honor. I don't care if I have to pull an all-nighter. I will make sure this gets solved tonight. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection!
I was in the Inner Temple's training hall. No, she is not. What did you witness inside the temple garden? You're saying that the victim attacked Maya? I mean, Miss Faye? What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? This does not sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute! She moved in to deliver a fatal strike? I don't buy it. Wait a minute. What was this weapon? A dagger, huh? And Elise tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye? Yes, I do, Godot. I do have a problem with the testimony. It is complete garbage! Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. I'm well aware of that, Your Honor. Let's add the last statement to the testimony. Let's continue. She threw her staff away. No. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff? Yeah, that's not alright. And then... No. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's gonna get blamed for this. That's garbage. So you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed her? Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Objection!
Oh, don't you tisk me, Godot. I like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but there are two things I noticed that just don't add up. No. No. Objection, Your Honor. Wait a minute. I apologize, everyone. I did not mean to do that. I screwed up. Objection, Your Honor. Sister Iris, something strange about your version of events. Miss Elise threw her staff away. Throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection!
Ineffective? I think not. He obviously has never heard of a rapier, aka a fencing sword. And what are rapiers, aka fencing swords, used for? Close quarters combat. There's something strange about this whole testimony. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will present evidence to back up its argument. I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony cannot be trusted. Because Mr. Lees would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Elise Dunham would never have attacked Maya Fey. Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunham. Her real name was Misty Fey. Bingo! Misty Fey is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey! Yes, there's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea. The idea that she would try to kill her own daughter, her only daughter, when she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would try to do such a thing. Well, Godot? Any explanation? Get to the point, Godot. What? That was not discovered at the crime scene. There is blood on it. That is the real murder weapon. Now, everyone, if you take a look at the blade of that sword, you'll notice there is no blood on it. There is blood, though, on the blade of that dagger. Exactly. Where did you find that? I didn't see it when I investigated the crime scene. The pine tree? Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately! Now then, the testimony we've just heard has numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. That is not true, Godot, and everybody knows that. The battle between the two women. No, I don't buy it. That is a good point, but I don't buy it. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this? Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck? What happened to the victim's staff then? Nothing sounds especially strange yet. You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim? still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point is just silly. I believe the correct term and description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw? Almost? What did she just say? What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been anyone else entirely.
Objection!
Yes, I'm aware of that, Godot. No, it is not. Where did the dagger go? After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away? Seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone, that alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. No. That's garbage. That's complete garbage. No. Objection, Your Honor. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. Objection, Your Honor. Enough with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors. The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make any sense. Throwing away useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims that the victim was stabbed in the stomach. Well, Iris, how about it? What do you mean? I personally don't care about your coffee obsession, Godot. Greetings, Azoth. Yes, I was, Godot. Explain yourself, Godot. Doing well, Azoth. This is the final case that I'm working on right now. Final case of the trilogy. I know that, Godot. Yes, Godot, I know that. On nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. Yes, I know that. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. That is true in real life, too. All stone lanterns must be lit during special training. It's actually true in real Japan. That is an interesting question. The witness should have been able to see the crime more clearly. However, according to the head nun, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. The wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night. No, I don't buy it. I should warn you, Azoth. This trial is going to get very, very loud at times. So I'm in Black Cobra mode. And I will not be ending this live stream until this case is done. I don't care if I have to pull an all-nighter. Yes, Your Honor, I know about the blood written on it. I know about the bloody message. Now, there's one thing I should mention about Godot. You're probably wondering what that mysterious mask is for. Godot is... You're right. Actually, he's colorblind. In one of the earlier cases, he actually states when Phoenix actually presents a piece of evidence that has blood on it, Godot actually states that he did not know there was blood on it, even though Godot himself was actually holding the piece of evidence that actually had the blood on it. He didn't know there was blood on it, even though he was actually touching the blood himself. We're talking about the message written in blood. He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think about it, he did say something to me yesterday. Right there. That's what he meant by that. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Godot is literally shaking. And somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. Oh, don't worry, Azoth. It's gonna get even worse for him. You'll find out why. No. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears. Sister Iris's cover-up. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Twist of fate. You're spotted by the head nun, correct? Gladly, Your Honor. So you waited until everything was over before making a move? So then you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey? That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. Why did you do that? You moved her body all by yourself? Snow. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. Godot, I'm gonna make you pay for those insults. There's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? A snowmobile, huh? I knew that would show up sooner or later. This is a part that was in question the other day. Something doesn't fit. One moment. No. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, correct? This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride? But I can only see one set of tracks here. No. No. I don't buy it. I don't buy any of it. Wait a minute. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true? When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. I think I've trapped her this time. One moment, everyone.